So here we have the Kia Cee'd 1.6 CRDI Auto on a 67 plate. I'm going to start off by showing you around the outside of the car, and then we'll hop in and run through some controls on the inside. But from the outside you can see that it's a 5-door car with alloy wheels and tinted windows. Let's start off inside the boot and then work our way around the rest of the car from there. So as we approach the back of the car, you'll see we have reversing sensors, plenty of boot space as well, along with that 60/40 split folding rear seat. And on top of the reversing sensors, we also have a reversing camera, which I'll show you when we run through the controls in the car. If we lift this section up, you'll see you've got some storage trays and a cargo net underneath as well that are all very usable. Okay, so we're just going to work our way back round to the front of the car, and then we'll hop in and run through some controls on the inside. But now that we've done a full circle of the car, you can see that it's in lovely condition the whole way round. Just briefly before we climb in, I think it's well worth seeing the interior from this exterior point of view. You get full leather seats, as you can see. The driver's seat is electronically adjustable and has 2 different memory settings. Beyond that, there's plenty to run through by way of controls in this car, so let's hop in and we'll do that now. Okay, so now that we're inside the car, we're going to start off with the dials. On the left hand side we have the rev counter, we have the speedometer in the middle, and then on the far right hand side the fuel gauge. You can see the total miles for this car are 7,736. The information that's displayed above that can be changed using buttons on the steering wheel, so there's various different bits of fuel economy information, as you can see, but there are other menus that run along the top: satellite navigation, your radio, settings, user settings as well, and then back round to the driver data menu. If we back out to the steering wheel, the buttons I was using just a moment ago are these ones here. Above that we have cruise control and speed limiter, and we have this button. This button will set the power steering to different settings, so comfort, normal, sport. Comfort, the steering will be very light; sport, the steering will be extra heavy, and then obviously normal will be the kind of everyday setting. On the left hand side of the steering wheel we have stereo controls at the top, and then underneath that we have the ability to answer and end phone calls, and we have voice activation for the phone. So if you hit that button and ask it to dial anyone in your contacts list, it can do that for you without you having to take your phone from your bag or pocket. That is of course once you've paired up the phone, and that is done on the central screen just here. So we're on the main menu at the moment. This is all touch screen. We've got a few menu buttons down the right and left hand side, but essentially otherwise it's touch screen. So you can go into the music area, for example, and you can see there we've got DAB and FM radio as well as AM radio as well. If we hit media, this is what you would hit if you want to listen to your own music. You'll see it says no media files available. That's because nothing is connected at this point in time. This car has got an auxiliary input, a USB input, and you can stream music wirelessly via Bluetooth audio as well. So any music that's on your phone, once your phone is connected, can be listened to without the need for any cables at all. If you have an Apple device, you can connect it up and you have Apple CarPlay. There's a full video showing how that works on our website and on our Facebook page. It's well worth checking that video out if you have a moment. This car's also got satellite navigation. Again, there's a video showing that working on our website. And I mentioned when we were at the back of the car the reversing camera. So you can see there it's a full colour image with the guidelines showing you what direction the car is headed in relation to the image that you see behind you there. Working our way down, we've got dual zone climate control, so we can adjust the temperature either side of the car. We can adjust the fan speed up or down from there. Hit that button to turn the air conditioning on or off, or hit auto and the car will maintain those temperatures for you by taking control of the fan speed itself, and you can either have that on fast or soft, so it will get there slightly slower or much faster, but you'll have obviously louder fan speeds. Above that you can see we have passenger and driver heated seats as well. Below that we have the 12-volt charging socket underneath this cap here, another 12-volt charging socket on the right, and then the auxiliary and USB inputs that I mentioned previously as well. We have the fully automatic gearbox, and in front of that we have a couple of buttons that are well worth pointing out. So the one on the left here will turn on or off the front parking sensors. The one on the right hand side will put the car into a kind of autonomous parking mode. Now again, there's a video showing this working on our website using a different brand of car as a demonstration, but the principle is the same. Just do what the car says here. So shift into D. If I put the car into drive, just to give you a short demo now, you'll see that the steering is moving itself. It wants to park the car for me basically. So it will ask me to drive forwards, and you can see that the steering is controlling itself completely, and it will park you in a space. It's a very, very clever system. The last thing I wanted to talk about in this car is the panoramic glass sunroof. So we have a sunblind, first of all, that we can open up by hitting a button on there, but this car also has a sunroof section, so that front section will slide open, as you can see. You don't have to have that open. If you want that bit shut, you can do, and you can still have the sunblind section open, so it will let in the light but not the air, if that's what you wish. All that leaves me to say is thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you'd like to come and see the car in person and have a test drive, please feel free to call any of our MJA sites. We'd love to hear from you soon.